This is Roger Simon for Pajamas Media, and I'm here with an actual member of our editorial advisory board, Michael Barone, who is also a million other things, including a senior writer for U.S. News and World Report, where we are at the moment. And today he is going to interview an unknown figure named George Bush. That's why he's in this very fancy suit. Is that true?
Well, I always like to wear suits when I come to the office, but yeah. But that interview is scheduled to take place this afternoon.
This interview is being conducted on the brink of the '06 election. How do you see the election turning out at this point?
Well, I see the election sort of poised on knife's edge. I mean, the Democrats hope to pick up 6 seats, win majority in the Senate. They've got significant leads in 3 seats, and you've got 3 others that are mostly within the margin of error when you look at polls. So that's up for grabs. You look at the House races. I did a count yesterday just based on my own interpretation of the polls, some science and some art involved. I projected that sure or leaning Democratic among the 45 Republican seats that are listed in RealClearPolitics.com. I estimated that the Democrats would pick up 16 seats. They need 15 for a majority, so that would give them if that turned out that way, 219 to 216 majority. I also listed 19 seats as lean Republican. Now, other analysts, let's say an optimistic Democrat or a pessimistic Republican, might well put some of those 19 that I count as leaning Republican, leaning Democratic. The fact is, there's an error margin for all of our predictions here, but it's entirely possible for the Democrats to pick up a majority in the House. It's also possible that they could fall short.
One of the interesting things about you, Michael, is you were one of the first mainstream media figures to actually start blogging. Why did you do that?
Well, I was encouraged by my editors at U.S. News to blog going back to 2002 when we put up web pieces, and then initiated Barone blog in 2005 as a fairly regular feature. I see it sometimes as the sort of things you used to say at the water cooler, or its functional equivalent to your colleagues, the conversations you'd carry on. And blogging also has the additional advantage that you can refer your reader through a link to a whole mass of supporting material. You're not limited by space. You can blog long or blog short. When I write a column for U.S. News, it has to be about 740 words. I can write longer than that or shorter than that, and I can link the reader directly to my evidence, whether it's statistics, whether it's other interviews, press conference transcript, newspaper articles, or other information.
You were mentioning to me earlier today that your interview with President Bush this afternoon, you'll be doing it on audio and then putting it up on the U.S. News site effectively as a podcast. Is that correct?
Well, I was told by the White House people that this was on the record and that tape recorders were welcome, so I don't see any reason why we can't simply put all of the audio there. I mean, the old days you would have somebody transcribe it, sit and listen to the tape and try to type out the words. Now we can put it right out on the web, and the blog readers can listen for themselves.
You're someone who's had a lifetime of experience in media. Where are we going with this kind of mainstream media, blog, new media, old media mix?
Well, I think sometimes I want to start off by saying Gutenberg is dead. I think we're going to a much richer mix that will allow people to sample opinion, fact, events in much greater depth and with different texture, and get an impression of that. I had a theory in the 1980s that you could cover presidential election campaigns in 5 rooms if you could get admitted to them. The 2 rooms where the candidates' campaign staff had their morning meeting. This was in Boston and in Arlington, Virginia, in that case, Dukakis and Bush campaigns, and in the 3 rooms on the west side of Manhattan where the ABC, NBC, and CBS producers determined what went on their 6:30 newscast. And I even asked Susan Estrich and Lee Atwater, the campaign managers for the 2 candidates, could I come to their morning meetings and record that? And they both said they'd consider it, but of course they never said yes. Now We don't just have 3 gatekeepers. You could not cover the last presidential campaign from 100 rooms. You would have had to be with blogger Scott Johnson in Burnsville or Eagan, Minnesota, in the morning after Dan Rather's 60 Minutes 2 broadcast to see him post a note at 6:30 a.m. And that turned out to be the 61st minute, and that turned out to be a very important event in campaign 2004. So it's not just 3 staff meetings on the Upper West Side of New York. It's a process where all kinds of people can play a significant role.
Thanks a lot, Michael. I mean, we're hoping to play a significant role at Pajamas Media, and we know you'll be playing a significant role at U.S. News
and election night on Fox News Channel.
We got it. We'll all be listening.